Next up is Julie Thompson with a closer look at the municipality of Kingston.
We are taking a closer look at the town of Kingston and specifically at our new police chief in Kingston, Chief Brian Holmes. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Now, you have been with Kingston for about a month. So let's talk about, before we talk about what you're doing in Kingston, let's talk about your background and how you got to where you are right now.
Okay. Let's see. I grew up in the town of Avon, 4 square miles, population about 4,500.
Wow.
When I was a kid, I started my career there as a dispatcher, part-time firefighter, part-time police officer. All roads led to full-time dispatch, which was the beginning of my career in Stoughton. I worked for 27 years in Stoughton, serving 6 as the deputy chief of police for my last 6 years. I eventually started looking around at police chiefs opportunities because I think it was just time to cash in my chips and look at something at the next level.
Yeah. Now, Stoughton is a much larger town.
It is.
Than Kingston. Yeah. How many residents in Stoughton compared to Kingston? Was it like 3 times, 2 times?
It's about twice the size on paper. It's 27, 28,000, but in reality, it's probably close to 30, 33,000.
Okay.
It's an agency of 65 sworn, and then the civilian staff on top of that.
Wow.
Yep.
And how many do you have now in Kingston?
Kingston is 3 lieutenants, 6 sergeants, and about 15 patrol officers, 6 dispatchers, animal control, harbor master. There's some other part-time dispatchers, there's part-time officers, there's part-time people at animal
control. So
control.
you have a significant staff.
Yes.
Yeah, which you need.
Yes.
Okay. So about your background, you've been in police work forever. What drew you to that? What about it fit with you?
I found the right cop that helped keep me in line as a young kid. And when I started working as a dispatcher at age 20, he and I became friendly. I always found that as a teenager, I didn't want to mess up when this guy was around. And it sort of, it was the ideal version of giving it back. Was this guy here, I didn't want to mess up if he was around, and he always kind of kept an eye on me and my friends when I was a kid.
So you say in your LinkedIn profile, you have this really interesting statement. You said you were mentored by a change agent, and you chose your profession as much as it chose you, and you're in it for the long haul.
I'm committed. It's that simple in a word. I didn't sign up for this job to be half-hearted in anything that I've done, even as a young patrol officer.
Right.
I wouldn't have put in for the job as Kingston Police Chief if I was half-hearted in it. I'm committed to this. I'm committed to the men and women that I serve with on the Kingston Police Department. And I'm in it for the long haul. It just means that I'm in until I'm done. Okay. I've been asked by the town fathers to do certain things for the Kingston Police Department, and I'm probably going to need about 6 years to get those things done.
Okay, so you've already set that plan for yourself.
Well, they said it.
They said it. Okay. Also in your background, you are noted for dedication to training, overhaul, and reshaping the police role in EMS. Can you talk about that? Because that's changed dramatically in the past couple of decades.
Yes, I agree. It's changed dramatically in so many ways. Between mental health and police response to overdoses and substance abuse, it has dramatically changed. It's my background. I worked 5 years as a call firefighter. I left as a lieutenant. I saw a lot of trauma on the highway. That led to my role as a first responder, instructor, and trainer, and CPR and all that. But the reason that I'm so committed to it is because it's important for the firefighters and the police officers to bridge the gap between communication and understand the role of one another. And that's really all that means. And as an instructor trainer, I'm happy to bridge that gap. I understand a great deal about the fire service. Obviously, I understand a great deal about the police service, but I wanted to really kind of sharpen the edges on the role of the police when it comes to medical emergencies, law enforcement, advanced casualty care, mental health, overdoses, and those types of things.
So there's been a lot of overlap between police and fire, especially with overdoses and with mental health. Can you talk to where the line is drawn between what the police do and what the fire department does, and how you gel together?
Sure.
For good outcomes.
So the police under the Massachusetts statute have to be first responders, which is a certification. It's a 40-hour basic class that you receive in the basic police academy. It's very similar to the certification and licensure of an EMT. So the skill sets are the same, but it's with much more frequency that members of the fire department will respond as EMTs in a licensed EMT agency. When the police get there, we're on the road more often, the cars are smaller, we get around faster. So when you have somebody with the equipment, with the training, and with the bedside manner to talk to somebody, do an evaluation, and when fire department arrives, you would ideally have a police officer that can give a quick handoff report to the incoming EMS.
Perfect. So your two departments really work in conjunction.
Yes.
You are together on this one. Okay,
Yes.
that's excellent. What do you think the department's greatest strengths are in the town of Kingston?
It's definitely the people. The people in this department, they wear many hats. They are, in my opinion, high performers. It's in an environment where the people here are doing more with less, wearing many hats. And they have a way of getting it done like no group of people I've ever seen. But on top of that, I can see it just from a quick eval that these people care about one another. They do stuff together. They're cohesive. It's a tight group. And I'm fortunate that they've let me into being a part of that.
You're the coach of a really good team.
I am.
Okay, so policing in 2024 is very different from when you started out. What to you is the most dramatic difference that you can put your hands on and say, and I can do something about it?
I think, well, one of the biggest challenges for the people that do the job was the inception of the post statute. So it put a whole new police officer standards and training as a commission now that creates a licensing process for being a police officer, whereas before it was all exclusively maintained by the Municipal Police Training Committee as certifications. Well, post has two parts. They have the certification, and then they have the training and compliance. So the certification part of it, basically what happens is if somebody is the subject of accountability and discipline, there's now another layer of accountability and discipline. So what makes this incredibly more challenging from the management side of the police world is that people have become a little bit nervous about that. And it's something that the men and women of the job are getting used to. So I think that that really dramatically changed things based on what happened 3 years ago. In terms of the job, the oversight and all that. So, I mean, I'm no stranger to oversight. I've been in the police management role for about 7 years prior to coming here. This is just a different spin on that. But you had asked me about, more specifically about what the biggest challenges in policing is. Recruitment and retention are the biggest two. In the Kingston Police Department, we're operating with a staff of about 26 sworn. I can tell you that that's not enough. I can't be the guy that just comes in and says, I need $1 million so that we can add effectively 9 full-time sworn people. I can't do that. The growth for the Kingston.
Like to.
I would like to, in a perfect world, but there are other departments. There's a regional school district. And I can't just push everybody aside and say we need 10 cops. The growth has to be incremental. It has to be done in such a way that, you know, the Board of Selectmen, the Finance Committee, the Town Administrator, and other departments can recognize the need for that growth and grow slowly and incrementally in such a way that it doesn't blow up the rest of the town. So staffing is an issue. Recruitment and retention are the two biggest issues on a national level in policing right now.
To see the entirety of this interview, please visit the Local Scene Government Services YouTube page. Thank you. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button before you go. We'll see you next time.